Hi, so this is the second video in the series to build LLM application. So the first video we created a Colab notebook where you could make an LLM call. In this one, we will translate that notebook into an Streamlit application. So let me start with showing you the Colab notebook in a few seconds and then jump. So this was the Colab notebook where we installed a bunch of libraries, and then we took the keys from what was stored in the notebook. Then we created a prompt with a simple this code where you pass the prompt and it sends to OpenAI, and then you get a response. We parse it and we created a great UI application, which was not pretty great, but does the job. So now we will take the next leap, which is to convert into Streamlit, which is a better UI. So let me jump to my terminal to do that. So I will walk you through the repository first, and then we will code together. So this is the repository that we will link in, that I will link here in the video that you can walk through. But this repository has a couple of main files. First one is llm.py, where we will define the LLM. So we'll put a class wrapper around LLM so that it's easy for us to switch between OpenAI, Anthropic, and different model. We'll give it a name so that it becomes easier. We will define a config class which helps loading the LLM application. Then we'll define two files, which is review and self-review.py. In the review.py, we will put the logic of reviewing that was in the Colab notebook here in more structured way. So if you see the prompt here, it's we were passing in a way that it's we get more structured output. So I'll walk you through all these in details. But let's jump to terminal and make this file from scratch. Yeah, so first we'll create a new Apple directory. Let's call it AIPL3. We will go into this directory and follow the instructions that I have highlighted in the repository. So the first what you will do is to create a virtual environment, which I'll do here. Oh, I copy pasted this also, but it did. Oh, I have to first deactivate because there is already a virtual environment. And then what I'll do is that I'll create a new virtual environment, VNV, and let's first create the environment, and now let's activate it. So that you can see the VNV here. Now what we need to do is to create a file, which let's just first open cursor dot. So this is the file here. This is our VNV directory. So first what we'll do is that we'll create requirements.txt here, and we'll copy paste the requirement from the repo. Mostly these are OpenAI and some of the tools that we need here. Okay, so now that this file is created, one other that I will create is .ignore, gitignore, so that we don't push odd things to GitHub, and we'll just copy and paste sort of typical Python requirements here that we don't push. So once these steps are done, what I will do is install the requirements, all these libraries that we have defined. So let's come here in the terminal and install. Okay, so first we need to upgrade the pip, so I'll do that. Now we can install all the. Okay, let me do one thing. Maybe I have not saved it, so I just saved it and then tried it again. Okay, so now it worked. So I've installed all the libraries here. So we have installed the libraries. Next, what we will do is create the main file, which is llm.py here. So let me go ahead and do that. Sorry. So the first file we will create here is llm.py, and I'll copy paste here, but I'll walk you through. So basically what we are doing here is getting the keys for different OpenAI and other, which I have defined in a separate file. So let me just first create that, which is config.py. So in this file, what I'm doing is from environment variable, I am getting these API keys and putting it in the form of the class so that it's easy for me to get. And then llm.py file, I'm fetching these keys. Then I'm defining this dictionary where I have mapped different model provider with their different model size. And this makes it really easy because I will define an abstract business class where I have defined two methods, which is generate text and stream text. We'll mostly use generate text here. So for example, in the OpenAI case, we just write OpenAI client and API key, and I am adding this base URL and default URL is here because I'm using Helicon, which helps in logging the model prompts and tracking latency, among other things, which makes it really easy. But I have done this for Anthropic and others, so you can just copy and paste. It's nothing sort of valuable here. It's mostly just copy paste code that you can take here and put it into your repository. So that is your llm.py file. Once I have defined it, then I have a very easy way to just instantiate this LLM class and then do llm.generate text to get the LLM output. So let me start with a review.py file, which will make it more clear. So I will define a file which I'll name review.py. So in this, what I'll do is that I'll first define a default question. So this is what, if user has supplied no question, then it will be answered. Then when I define a pydantic class, this will be more useful when I define the fast API endpoint. But the rest of things is almost same. So one other thing is that we create an LLM instance here. And so we define the class, and depending on what is specified by user LLM type, we instantiate this class from the llm.py file. And then we use generate text to get the response, and we pass the prompt. Now the prompt here is defined here, which is I have written it in a way that you are an expert in writing performance reviews and write the review on my behalf. I have given it my role, candidate's role, and given it in the format in which it should revert the answer to me. Then I've written a code to parse the LLM response, because now I know that LLM response will have these XML kind of tags. So I am just using a regex to, for example, here to find all the elements which are wrapped inside the question tag and answer tag, and then get the question and answer, which I'll pass to frontend. And finally, this is the wrapper complete function in the generate review. So first what we are doing is getting the perf question from the user. If it's not supplied, we are getting the default question, which is written here. And then we are generating the prompt, which is here. And we're getting the prompt, and then we are creating an LLM instance and then generating the text using the get completion here, which is just llm.generate text. So similarly, I will create a new file, which is self review.py, which use similar logic here, but let me walk you through this as well. So first, I will define the pydantic class and do some import. Then I will similarly import the create LLM instance, which makes it easy for me to, depending on the user input, take the LLM. Then I will define how to write prompt, which again, let me just copy from here. So here I wanted to write for me, so I will put the questions and given the self-review output format structure. Now we'll also write a code to parse this response. Again, we'll use normal regex to do that, which I will do from here. And then finally, we'll write generate self-review wrapper complete code, which is first what it's doing is generating the prompt, then creating the LLM, and then using llm.generate text to return the self-review. So this completes our backend portion of the code. Now we also need to define the environment variable here. So I'll create the environment file here, and here I will copy paste my environment variable. So I'll just pause and add those here. So I have added the environment variable. Now that if you run here, if I run here, I will get the environment. Now next, what I'll define is a Streamlit application to run this, to create a front-end aspect of this. So I'll create Streamlit app.py. So here what we will do is we'll just copy, I'll walk you through. So first we will do some import here. So we will import Streamlit as st. We'll use an auto recorder, which is again a library on top of Streamlit that helps us record the audio. Then what we'll do is that we'll define the page title of this Streamlit application, which will say performance review assistant. Then we'll define a sidebar. An idea of this sidebar is where user can select the LLM type that they want us to use, and then pass the API keys. So this will create two columns here. Then we'll define the main application, and the main application will have multiple components that let me just walk you through. So the first component of the main application is like what is the review type, depending on what user selects on the sidebar. We will first give the default questions that is there. Then we'll have input boxes in terms of what is the candidate's role, what is the someone who is writing the reviews role, and then if there are new questions, then we'll put then we will use LLM to generate, to provide a transcribe feature, which is written here. And then we'll have a button, once it's pressed to generate review, will trigger the review request, which is the function that we defined. And what this will do is take the role and other, so if you go to review.py here, the final one is generate review. So this is the one which should be called here. Which we'll call here in the generate review. What review request is done is just mapping our input and then passing it as a keyword argument in the generate review, and then we will output in a markdown format. And then similarly we define for self review same to format, and this depends on the input that the user has made. So now what I'll do is that I will go here and run streamlit app.py. So this will create my Streamlit application, and I will use Grok API key here. Let's see here. Okay, so something is off. It's saying me to upgrade. So let me do that. Let me copy and Control C, upgrade, and then let me run it. Okay, just to validate, this is saved, and we will also copy the relative path here, and then try again. Okay, so there's some error from LLM import Grok LLM is not working. So let me just control as try to save, and maybe I have not saved this file, save this file, and then go to the screen again. Okay, so now this from review.py, so let's go to review.py and save again, and then try. Okay, so now all of this is working. What I'll do is that I'll just copy the Grok API keys which I want to use here. So I will select here Grok, small is fine, this is fine, and I will do performance review. So first let's do audio record. So I work with Mohawk on multiple projects. One of that project was batch operation, where he was pivotal in helping me write the PRD, work with customers, and launch the product on time. So it will send to the Grok API, and then we'll hear back. So this, it has transcribed, then it's a product manager, and I'm writing for software developer. And if I leave the performance review blank, then we'll take this default text, and then we'll just hit generate review. So it'll take a couple of minutes, and it has given me the full complete response. So this is the end-to-end demo of building a Streamlit application. Let me know if you have any questions or any details that you want to cover. I did breeze through a bit fast on some of the files here.